It's so interesting to me that, people have this very linear approach on moving up within their career. And a lot of it has to do with, I know I've made it when I have to start managing people and managing a team. And then they come to realize that they don't really like people like that. So, why are you trying to go to a position when you have to actually managing people? I tell you, the thing that takes up most of my time daily, or is one of the hardest tasks of doing, is managing people. So I just want to talk about, if you are a first time manager or you are looking to become a manager of people, these are the things you should be aware of and to think about before you decide that you want that to be your next step. I don't think enough people talk about that enough, so I'm going to talk about it with you. Hey team, welcome to Everyday Career Coach. I am Career Coach Mo, helping you find the best strategy for your career trajectory. And I want to talk about the slickness of kind of managing people when you are a first time manager. When I talk about slickness, meaning that there is a lot of booby traps, there is a lot of navigation that has to happen. There is a lot of understanding that has to be built up within yourself so that you don't start to become a heavy drinker at night when it comes to managing people. Because believe me, darling, people can put you through it. So I just want to kind of give you some things you need to know about when it comes to becoming a people manager, and whether you need to recognize certain things within yourself if that's truly the way you want to go. One of the first mistakes I think people who are new to people management are that they make is, number one, thinking that those people have to just manage to you. So just recognizing what you like to do, and then they're going to do everything that's needed to be done to make you happy or to do the job that they're supposed to do, where they just know you're going to recognize and you're going to love them. So you're looking at managing of people in the wrong direction, in my opinion. It's not about you worrying about how people navigate you. You have to worry about how to navigate people. People have their own personalities. There's certain things you can get the best out of people in various ways. It's not a one stop shop or one size fit all. And I think that's one of the biggest things that a lot of people who are new to people management is not understanding, that they don't understand or recognize right from the very beginning, is you have to learn each individual person you're managing. What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? What do they like to hear that gets them motivated? What do you need to say to keep them focused? It's a lot of stuff. Like, I really feel like everybody should kind of take psychology classes when you're trying to learn how to manage people, because it is hard, and you all have to get this, everyone to stir this ship in the right direction. And it's so many different ways and so many different things you have to say in order to get them to do that. It is not easy. It is a lot of work. It is a lot of strategic thinking about personality types, about how you can help enhance or change or improve different people's behaviors. You have to think about it from that perspective. Once you understand the people you are working with and how you can pull the best out of them, what you need to say, what you need to do, how to navigate them, that's when things start to become a little bit more easy, less slick, less hard to navigate, because you're talking to those individual people in the way that they need to be spoken to. So I think the biggest mistake is to going in and not understanding that you're the people that you're managing. So hopefully you can reverse that trend if you're a new manager, and actually kind of take the time to assess before you kind of try to play a boss in any particular way. I think another mistake that people make when they're new to becoming a people manager is ignoring stuff. Like thinking, well, this is your job. This person is supposed to do this, and they should be happy they get a paycheck and moving right along. And they let stuff fester. Just Please don't do that. Please, if there is a problem, a potential problem, or you see a problem coming down the pike, you want to be proactive. It is way worse to try to solve a problem when you're in it instead of trying to navigate away from it before it even happens. So you have to pay special attention to what is happening within your team and within the team dynamics. Is a person pretty much a troublemaker there? How are you going to kind of get them to stop being the troublemaker or to move them on or out of your department? Is there a person that is not doing what they're supposed to do, not pulling their own weight, and everybody else is getting frustrated about that? What are you going to do about that? The last thing you want to do when it comes to people management is ignore and avoid. You have to go at it head on to solve the problem, and you have to understand that one little thing, one person could be a bomb that blows up everything that you're trying to do, everything that you're trying to get people to do, or whatever. So, there's a lot of ego driven people. Definitely, we're surrounded by narcissists a lot of the time, or people who are just, they just don't understand how to be professional in a professional environment, and it's just causing straight havoc. You have to address those things head on. You have to go straight at it. Don't ignore it. Don't act like it's not happening. Believe me, I've been there and done that, and I knew if I just implemented one or two simple things to navigate them away from that behavior right from when I first saw it, it would have solved a whole lot of problems. So definitely don't avoid, be action oriented, go straight for whatever that problem is and try to solve it immediately. If you are a first time manager, I think another problem or mistake that I think people make is not kind of talking to other managers, especially if you're a first time manager, if you've never managed before, and kind of getting a mentor within your organization who's a manager that you can kind of lean on a little bit, learn from, get great tips from. I think that's really important. Like, I read a lot of leadership books because, I don't know everything. It is very hard to manage people, and I want to find the best way to get me out of any type of sticky situations by learning from others. And that has always been helpful for me. And I remember being a first time manager, and you don't want to come across too hard. You don't want to be too soft. You don't want to be the person that is not helpful, or you're trying to be overly helpful, and then that's taking attention away from other people. You're not letting other people do their job because you're trying to do it, or you're trying to be, in everything. Like, when you're managing a team, it's just not possible that you can navigate every single person to do their job well. There's just certain milestones that you have to just recognize and make sure those people are meeting, so that you know that things are moving in the right direction. So definitely getting a mentor, another leader, reading books, watching, coaching, or getting a coach that can help you with enhancing your leadership abilities, because people follow leaders that they trust, and people follow leaders that they respect. And now you see, I didn't say the word like, but people do like to follow people that they like. But if they trust, they feel like you're fair. They might not want to go have a drink with you, but they feel like you're fair. They trust you. You know what you're talking about, and that you care about them. I think that's what matters most out of everything. So definitely get some help in learning how to be a good people manager. And I think last but not least is, do you like people like that? Do you want those responsibilities? Do you want to have to hear 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 people's problems, them constantly coming to you for different things, you trying to get them to focus? Do you want to have all of that type of responsibility? Like, if you're a salesperson and you love to sell, and then you decide, well, the only way I'm going to get promoted is if I decide I manage people, that's going to take you away from selling. So is that something that you truly want to do? Because you can get promoted and move up without necessarily becoming a people manager. If you are running a program and you have to manage a team, is it that you like the detail of things, the project, being hands on in a project, or do you want to sit there and add on a whole nother layer of people management to that, where that's going to take up a majority of your time? Because to be honest, once you start getting into those higher positions, you have to become and think more strategically, so you're not getting your hands dirty, or you're not doing a lot of stuff that you might have enjoyed to do, because you have to kind of lead and focus and get and to think about how you can get your business to the next level. And another thing is, some people are just mean. They're not nice people. They are not the type of people that other people really like, or not even like, respect, and that they wouldn't even follow them. They might be just more of a pot stirrer than anything, and they don't lead in an effective way or manage in an effective way. And so, managing of people might not be their calling. That might not be their ministry. They might need to stick to whatever they like to do from an execution standpoint instead of a leader standpoint. So I really want people to think about that before they think, in order for me to showcase that I am a leader, I have to be a manager of people. That is not necessarily the case. That doesn't have to always be the case. And I think before you go that route, you really should understand yourself more, because it is a lot of responsibility. It is a lot of dynamics, behavioral dynamics that you have to do. You have to get your team to focus, and one person can blow up all of that. So I think, really recognize who you are as a person. Is that something you really want to do? And can you get to the top, if you're trying to get to the top of an organization, by the execution of what you do, the strategic thinking of what you do, and not necessarily the fact that you have to be a people manager. So that's about it. I hope this gave you food for thought. If this is something that you want to go down the road of being a people manager, I've seen great people who've grown into that role and who are great and wonderful and effective leaders. And then I've seen people who've crashed and burned because they never should have been a people manager in the first place. So I want you to really think about that before you kind of think about the type of promotions you're going to be pursuing. Thank you again for listening. I really appreciate it. Click a like and subscribe, and I truly hope I earned your like today. And if I didn't, you'll come back and you'll give me another chance to try. Please share down if you are the type of person you think would be a good people manager, or if you feel like, I just want to do my job. I want to keep in execution mode. I want to do what I like. I'll leave the people managing for other people. If that's your thing, write that down in the comments, because I love to hear other people's stories, so share. Thanks again for watching, and I will check you out on the next video.